I'm ready.
Welcome back. Brand new Attack on Show. Patrick, so glad to have you back. This is awesome.
I'm back, baby.
I'm Robbie.
I'm Patrick Harney.
We've got some very cool stuff for you guys today on this episode. Brand new segment.
Yes, we do.
What's the new
Have
segment?
a brand new segment.
That's right. News Attack, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a look at some of the headlines so you can get caught up on all the news, but we're going to put a little attacker twist on it for you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Patrick's been waiting for this one. He's really excited.
I'm so nervous.
And then we got a little series to review on Binge Worthy, a little Netflix show, Squid Games.
Never heard of it.
It's actually the contest Patrick had to go through in order to become the co-host of the show. So
It's actually called Squid Game. So.
Oh, is it just one?
Yeah.
It's not plural?
Nope.
But
Pretty
there's
sure
multiple games.
budget cuts.
All right. Well, you did have to sell his laptop, so that got cut. And then we're going to take a look at Extremists. So I'm pretty sure this is a Netflix original as well. I don't remember ever seeing it released. We have a Netflix film, Sabotage.
It's on Net. It's not on Netflix.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
What?
Yeah,
You saw it on Netflix?
I did.
There goes $4.
Starring Arnold. If you haven't seen this
Arnold.
movie, which I don't think many of you have, stick around.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We're going to let you know if it's worth watching or not.
Yep.
'Cause that's what we do.
Yeah, it is.
And then we wrap things up, as always, with I Miss My Mtv. This is a fun one. I'm really excited. I didn't share this with you yet, Patrick.
You're right. I haven't heard it.
This is Art de Echo.
Okay. All right. That
Art
sounds a little
Echo.
pretentious, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the video matches it as well, which I love this song, Head Rush. You guys are going to get a kick out of this track. It's really fun. It's a cool throwback to the 80s. I'm excited to share it with you. So stick around, because after this opening sequence, we've got News Attack. But make sure you click like, subscribe before we kick the sequence.
And comment and share.
Yes, they're very important, people. As always, I'm Rob E.
I'm Patrick Harney.
And this is
Attack on Show.
It's time for News Attack. Brand new segment.
Bow,
Woohoo!
bow, bow, bow.
All right, we're going to take a look at some news headlines. Are you ready? You want me to kick off? Or?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Recent news broke that Mel Gibson has been cast in the John Wick prequel series, The Continental. No word yet, though, if any roles have been offered to Kevin Spacey or Jussie Smollett, or if we can expect any episodes to be directed by Bryan Singer or Roman Polanski. It's an all-star crew they're going to put together there.
Don't you mean Juicy Smollett? From Dave Chappelle. Oh. Watched Venom 2, starring Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson plays this basically a big red Venom.
Carnage.
And he also, yes, his name's Carnage. And he also has a red, well, he has red hair. And John Travolta called and he wants his wig back.
Oh, I get a little sensitive
So
about
bad.
hair
I'm
jokes.
not good at this. I'm
I
not
get a
good at this.
little sensitive with hair jokes.
You're sensitive. Why do you think I'm always wearing hats?
Dune has finally been released, and fans are pretty split. It's a pretty polarizing mix here on the feedback for the film. And a lot of people are pretty upset with the name Duncan, Idaho not fitting in with the sci-fi realm. However, those same fans are fine in the universe with Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Padme Amidala naming their children Luke and Leia. Yeah, I just had to point that out. It's a movie, people. Relax. Jeez, there's giant sandworms. You're going to be upset over a name?
Giant sandworms. Okay. Okay, so there is still anger over Dave Chappelle's latest comedy special, The Closer, because of some of the jokes that he made and comments that he made about the transgender community. Well, the Netflix CEO backed Dave Chappelle because it was a comedy show, it's his art, and so on, right? But people are still upset about this, like really upset about it. Even workers are trying to leave Netflix because of this. But Cuties made it through, because apparently sexualizing children is fine, but don't make fun of the transgender community or else you're going to hell.
What's the bar at, Netflix? Yes. That's pretty terrible that that was okay.
Yeah.
News broke recently that the Halloween sequel, Halloween Ends, is going to take place 4 years after the Halloween Kills movie that was just recently released. There's going to be a time jump of 4 years. And apparently this time lapse is due to the 65-year-old Michael Myers being trapped in a vicious cycle of having to go to the bathroom, forgetting who he's meant to kill, and where he left his knife. Like, seriously, when's this guy? This guy's gonna die of old age.
Yeah.
Like, he's 65 years old.
Just wait him out.
Still
you know?
invincible.
Yeah.
Okay. Time for that series to end. And the last one.
I don't have another one. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible at this.
No, you did great.
Ah, thanks.
Patrick was really nervous about this. I mean, no, hey, I think this is a successful.
I'm not good at this
news
kind
attack.
of. I'm not good at this kind of comedy stuff. You know what I mean? Like
No.
this comedy writing. You know.
No, leave comments below. I think you did great. Let us know what you
Thank
guys
you.
thought. I'm trying to bring a fun way
Yeah.
of bringing the news to you guys. So have some punchlines, have some laughs, have a
Have some-
cocktail. Yeah.
Punchlines. I immediately regretted that. I hope you cut that out because that was bad.
I don't know. You kind of
See, I'm like in a weird mood now.
It got weird.
It got weird. Yeah.
Ben, you want to do extreme it?
Please, for the love of all that's holy, let's move on.
Send me an angel right now.
Stand corrected. This would be more of a Beacon Rewind, I guess. I failed.
See,
Got to do my
he
research.
started the show, and he doesn't
I've
even
only
know
ever
his own
seen this
segment.
movie on Netflix, so I thought it was a streaming movie. But apparently, Sabotage must have made some sort of theater run, which is the film we're taking a look at. It's a 2014 movie with an ensemble cast.
It's a really good cast. Well, name-wise.
Yeah. Well, I think there's some talented actors.
No, there's
in
some
here.
really
I mean,
there's some really talented actors in there, but
you got Arnold.
Don't blow your balls off.
Don't worry, they're made of grass.
Are they as big as your wife's?
oy vey.
I
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought he did actually okay in it. Sam Worthington, Joe. How do you say it?
Joe Manganiello.
Manganiello.
Yep. Josh Holloway from Lost, and Harold Perrineau, who's also from Lost.
Yes.
They
Without
got
his son.
back together. Terrence Howard.
Yeah, it's a huge cast, which was what made me click on it, and also to see that was directed by David Ayer, who people know him from Suicide Squad, and there was the other
Fury.
Yeah. So the movie is basically, I feel like a redo of Expendables. kind of. It's like a mercenary group.
Deals with like DEA and drugs. And
Yeah, and of course Arnold's heading this group of muscle men.
Morning, boss.
Get your weapons. Let's go.
You, put the shirt on.
I gotta say, I mean, the movie itself, it's gonna be there's not much depth to it.
No.
I'll say that right up front. But given the cast, I don't think anyone would expect there to be. But I gotta say, I turned it on a whim, and I then didn't have the urge to shut it off. Like the action, I was really impressed with. Like this
Yeah.
was a well done, high end action film that keeps you entertained. I mean, they don't hold back on blood.
No.
It's pretty gore, ruthless, like blunt in your face action, and I gotta say, it kept me interested just for the action part. I mean, you watched it recently. What'd you think?
Okay. I wasn't impressed. I thought the action in it was great, but it was short-lived. Like there was every action sequence and everything. It was just too short. I wanted more action, like more of a sequence in the action.
Okay. They were like quick hitters.
Yeah. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, I thought, was not good.
You, look at you, with your fucking 48% body fat and you scrounged little bastard.
I thought he
there
looked
was
cool in it.
he looked cool, but there was
The
there
guy
was a
still
lot
got
of-
it. I mean, how old is he? Like,
Yeah.
he's still. I'm
well,
still nervous by him. I'd be
This
intimidated.
was also like 7 years old, so
True.
he was like, there was so many opportunities for some great depth to his character that he didn't get to. He didn't get to those depths,
No.
in my opinion.
I almost contributed that though to the plot because there's some double crossing going on in the film, and I thought that was kind of on purpose to kind of make you keep guessing: is he good or bad?
But the moments where he's by himself, like at that point, they could have let the audience in on maybe a little bit of the secret. but they didn't. Sam Worthington, who is best known, I would say, for Avatar. He's Australian. He did not play an Australian character in this, but I heard his Australian accent more than like a handful of times.
He did the reverse Kevin
Come on,
Costner.
Yeah, yeah. And then I thought Josh Holloway from Lost, I thought he was really good.
This is family time, yeah? You just get over here and make it clap for Uncle Daddy. You got your whole FBI get up. That's authentic. Got your badge. That's nice.
Remember, the lead investigator in Pyro's accident. Am I right?
There's some strippers.
Like, I wanted to see more of him. Joe Manganiello, I thought was really good, but I wanted to see more of him. Some of the best actors that were in it, I didn't get to see a lot of, in my opinion. I thought Olivia Williams, though, she was probably the most consistent, like, best character in it, in my opinion.
I gotta say, it's I had to look up Marielle Enos, who people might know from the Killings TV series. She impressed me because I thought she really played a different character. I've always seen her kind of playing the detective, good person role. In this, she really kind of played the very tough, ruthless, no holds barred character, and I was really impressed with her pulling that character off. I thought she did a good job without going too over the top to be kind of like, you know, because she was like a drug addict. Like her character had, I think, kind of a lot of layers to her, and I thought she pulled it off really well because I've only seen her in a few things where she's kind of been that straight and narrow detective character, but I thought she did really well in the film for being a different role.
I almost feel like there was a lot to this movie that was cut out. Kind of like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, is there a David Ayer cut of Sabotage? We'll never see it.
I feel
No
like he
one
doesn't
cares.
ever. Yeah, I feel like.
What's that? I mean, to
I
be
didn't even know
fair,
this was out until you told me about it.
I mean, it's a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, and again, I'm setting the expectations low on purpose because, again, not knowing anything of it, and the library's running kind of slim lately. You know, we're starting to pick back up with the pandemic starting to ease, but you know, we're running kind of thin on the library there of watching movies, so I popped this on, and I was impressed just because I had no expectations whatsoever. By saying it's a great movie or good movie, I'm not going to quite get to that point, but I'm going to say if you're out of things to watch,
Yeah.
and like this reminds me of the movie, like this would have been a perfect movie for, remember when we had Spike TV, where it was like
Yeah.
guy movies for guys who like movies, like
What happened to that? You can't do that nowadays?
well, it became Paramount Network. They
Oh.
shut down. But this movie, to me, would have been the perfect, like, this movie would have held, like, a main time slot on that channel probably
Oh.
every Friday night.
100%. 8 o'clock, Friday night.
It's time for Sabotage again. Like, I want to see some heads explode. And it
Or on
comes through.
Saturdays, it's Sabotage Saturdays.
Yeah, like, I could totally see it fitting that. Like,
Oh.
it's just an action-packed, you know, I think they knew the crowd, the audience that they were shooting for, and I think they pulled it off for that crowd.
Do you
So-
remember when Spike TV had the award show that was like
Yes.
just for men?
Yes, the Just for Men.
It-
Yeah.
It was like the Antler Awards or something like that, or like they like the trophy was like deer antlers.
That was
and
like back when UFC was starting up to get big and it was on
Yeah.
Spike Network. Yeah. So I'm going to say if you have nothing to watch, like I wouldn't say pass. To me, I think it's worth, if you're looking for a good action flick that might surprise you, I'm going to say watch.
I will say watch solely for the fact that the storyline itself is really cool.
Like, were you confused on who really was the bad guy? Did that keep you going?
I bounced back and forth between
Yeah.
two.
It did. I was
characters.
going to say it did a good job at that, keeping you guessing. So I mean, it's definitely worth checking out. So you want to do
Oh man!
Binge Worthy?
Listen up now. This is serious.
I was just wondering,
So Squid Game is it's a Korean series currently on Netflix, and this show came out of nowhere. I don't think anybody saw this coming to being such a successful show and holding the #1 spot on Netflix for as many weeks as it has. But the premise of the show is basically all of these people that are just kind of hurting for money in tough places in their lives get offered the opportunity to make a ton of money if they play some children's games. So they go, and lo and behold, these games, when they say if you are caught moving on red light, green light, you'll be eliminated, they mean you'll be eliminated
From the earth.
And
It's kind of like that show. Do you remember that old show? Was it like MXC?
yeah, I love MXC. Currently
Let's
on
get
TV.
eliminated.
Oh, that would have been a different intensity on that show. So the show, I mean, I will say, the first episode, I think like the first 40 minutes are kind of slow moving, where you don't really know what's happening, where this is going, and you might be put off by it. But by like minute 41, you're going to be hooked, because the entire series changes from that point on. And the intensity of this series is one of the things that stood out to me. It was like, again, we're talking a lot of gore on this episode, but the blunt trauma gore of just people getting shot, the blood, it's in your face on this series, where it sometimes gives you a headache of like, it really makes you feel as if you're part of these games and the intensity. And I got to credit some of that to the character development on this series. I think the show does a really good job of taking people, especially that like us in the United States aren't familiar with, and giving these characters some depth that like you start really rooting for some people and are worried, because this creates a world where nobody is safe. And that intensity, I think, really carries you through the series.
Yeah, no, I thought the show, I really thought that the storyline was brilliantly done. I thought it's super gory and it's like super intense. But I really do. I thought it was interesting how, like, to your point, I knew of none of these actors. Nobody knows of any of these actors. But now I want to watch more of some of the stuff that they're in, which is awesome to me, because it's networks or streaming services taking a chance on these actors who aren't known to us in the U.S. But yeah, I thought it was beautifully shot.
Yes.
That was what stuck out to me, was the show is beautifully shot, and it's really, really well done. Like, even the green screen and the special effects, I thought were really, really good.
Which a majority of the show is just, I mean, you look at behind the scenes and they're just like entrapped in like a blue, it's almost like what 300 did, where they just tarped areas off with, it's actually blue screen even.
They like built a up to a certain height of their sets, and then everything else is blue screen.
And I think that was one of the things that really sets the show apart, is that the color. It's so bright, so vibrant, and it takes place with kid games, so they capture this element of like child colors, bright colors, where you think you're at like a daycare, and then they're like shooting people in the head. And we keep saying it's gore, and I want to say, like, this isn't over the top gore, like it's not unnecessary gore. I mean, it's just if they shoot somebody, you see the blood pop, like so it gives that intense reality. One of the key things that I wanted to make sure I point out is that it's young. This was her first role, and I was really impressed with her character in this series, because she plays this person who's escaped from North Korea, and she's trying to get her mom out of North Korea, which is why she's volunteered to come into these games, which I think adds an interesting element to this series. Is that the premise you can say kind of has been done before, like Hunger Games, Running Man, but in each of those instances, people were forced into these games and had no option to get out. In this series,
they have the option.
They have the option to leave, but they're fighting for something that means so much to them, is why they're risking everything. And you kind of lose track of who you're rooting for, because you hope multiple people get through this, and it really puts you on the edge of the seat once some people get off and you're like, oh crap, everybody's at risk. I do want to talk real quick. Did you watch the show dubbed or subtitled?
I watched it dubbed.
Dubbed? I did watch it subtitled.
I can't do subtitles.
It is tricky. I am going to recommend subtitled if you can handle it. Only for the idea of, and this is something I give credit to my daughter for, is she pointed out to me that because when you watch dubbed, all of the audio is replaced. So not just the voices being talked over. So for instance, the red light, green light game, when you watch the original audio, she's like singing a song. When you watched it dubbed, they just say red light, green light.
Green light. Red light.
Towards the song just added like this creepiness of like a child voice singing as people are just getting popped. So it was real. So she pointed out to me, so I would recommend the original audio. I think I think there's some of us there. Although I have heard rumors that there's some issues with some of the subtitles not being accurate in the translation. Here, maybe it's a Netflix issue across the board. Interesting backstory in the series is that the show was actually written in like 2009, and the show creator was actually so broke at the time. His parents, they're all living together, and they had all these loans, and he sold the laptop that he was writing the script on for like $675 just to get some food. Had to sell the laptop, and then continued kind of writing on paper and shopped this around and was able to get the series sold. And then the real interesting part is the money it's making for Netflix right now is like tenfold. I think they paid, I think the number was like 21 million for the series, but it's made like over like 10 times that amount. It's like over 900 million is what they're saying is what this show has made Netflix. But the guy, the creator, there's a recent interview, he doesn't get any of that profit because the original contract was a flat fee.
See, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, it's Netflix definitely made out on this series, but also you don't know what's going to be a hit or what's not. So I mean, it's you agree to the contract, So, and then I will say another down part is there's only talk of season 2. Like there's no guarantee yet of season 2 being done.
Because I'm sure that writer is like, yo, I want my money.
Well, he did this back in 2009. He is pitching like 3 movies to Netflix that he's already made. They try and get him to pick those up. But he's admitted, like, there's no season 2 written. He's open to ideas. He's listening to what fans are saying could or should happen. And he's open to anything to start writing the series. But it's not written, and there's no guarantee that we have a season 2 coming, which is kind of a downside to this, But definitely check out Squid Game on Netflix. I'm definitely a watch.
Oh yeah, 100% watch.
And like, don't make plans for the next 3 days because you're gonna like spend every night watching the series after work.
Well, I watched it in a day.
Well, if you have no plans,
My girlfriend and I did. We watched it in a day.
Nice. Oh, put a ring on it,
Whole
buddy.
series. Yeah, she's great, man. She knows what's up.
You want to do I Miss My MTV?
Yes, I do.
I Miss My MTV. So excited for this. I really like this track.
I'm not gonna say a word about it because I haven't heard it. I
This
don't
is a
know
surprise. I shocked you with this
So-
one.
So we'll see.
I did a Robbie just
Got
surprise you.
158,000 views. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we always like to try and stay under 1 million because we want to find new artists out there and get them at least another 7 views by our attackers going over there and clicking the like button.
Hey, we've got like 8
Yes.
now that I've made the addition. So
Boom. We're taking a look at the British Columbian band Art de Echo. I'm just reading as best I can. It's Art de Echo.
De Echo, Art de Echo.
And this song is Head Rush. And as I stated before, I think it's got a really cool 80s throwback vibe to it. I think you're really going to like it. So,
Is it gonna make me nauseous?
it's going to give you a head rush. Check it out.
So wild, so free. I'm right back where I wanna be. If that's alright with you, will you let me stay here a little while? I'm missing more than you'll ever know. Hey! Get moving up, get moving up. All I want is the head rush.
You know, I wouldn't put it on myself.
No?
But I like the beat of it. The instrumentation of it. I'm just trying to find good things to say about
No.
it.
Hey, that's why we're here.
But-
I think this is a good track. I'm going to, let's throw it to the attackers. Leave comments below.
Yeah.
Let us know if you like the track. I think it's a fun song. Like I think I heard it in the background and it caught my ear, and then I had to save it because it just I like the bop, like the beat of it is just, I thought it was a fun track.
You know what the beat of it sounds like to me is that dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun,
Yeah.
dun-dun.
Which is a great beat.
But you know what song I'm talking about?
No. But it sounded
The
good.
hey, dun-dun, dun-dun,
Oh, like the
dun,
hockey
dun,
song.
dun-dun, hey, dun-dun, dun-dun, dun,
Yeah, I could see, but I could see this being an
hey.
arena type. Like I see the song like this. If you're at a wedding dancing already, and this song gets mixed in, like to kind of keep the beat going, I could see people having some fun to it. which is why I like it. I want to have a dance party to it.
As long as the lead singer doesn't show up to it.
Ouch.
Again, it's creepy.
I think you're one of the 3 thumbs down on there.
I'm about to add a 4th.
Well, attackers, let us know what you think below, along with some of the other content we brought to you today. We'd love to hear your feedback. If you go check out Sabotage, let us know what you thought. Squid Game, if you're the one who hasn't seen it yet, let us know what you think. If you're the ones that have seen it and you disagree with our opinions or agree, we want to hear from you guys. So make sure you click like and subscribe.
Comment, share.
The bell. You want to know when these new episodes come out. Because we're to the minute entertainment.
Yeah, we are. To the minute.
Did that rhyme?
To the minute entertainment? No.
Oh well.
You were close, though. I respect the effort.
Trying. It was all ad-libs. So, as always, I'm Rob E.
I'm Robbie.
Yes. Much cuter, Robbie, by the
No,
way.
I'm Patrick Harney.
And this is...
Attack on Show.